If you have been searching for a tutorial on how to get your hair the healthiest and still get a beautiful blowout using the Dyson Airwrap, this is the tutorial for you. I am sharing all of my tips and tricks and also really detailed step-by-step instructions down to how I twist the hair so that you can get a beautiful blowout with minimal heat. Hi, my name is Molly, and for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a former professional makeup artist and on-set hairstylist, and I share tutorials that help you look and feel your best. The first thing I recommend is a hair primer, and I know that these can sound a little gimmicky, but what they do is lock in the style so that humidity, sleep, sweat doesn't affect the style so that you don't need to heat style again the next day to touch up your hair. The next thing I like to do is use a frizz fighting product. These also generally have heat protection, and for me, my hair does get really frizzy, so this helps me so that I'm not having to go over sections repeatedly. I also add a little dollop of this thickening mousse right at the crown of my head, and this helps so that I can create volume at the crown without having to do any excessive teasing. And the last step is 1 pump of agave oil right in the bottom 2 to 3 inches of my hair to protect those ends from heat damage. As you can see, I also have earplugs in. I highly recommend this if you're using any blow dryer tool close to your ears. My next tip is to rough dry your hair until it's about 70% dry before you use any of the styling attachments. This helps keep the heat directly off your hair. The next thing I do is section my hair. Working in sections that are no bigger than the width of your styling attachment will help you make sure that the airflow is evenly on the hair so that you're not having to go over and repeatedly style a section, which can cause excess heat damage. Sectioning your hair will help it dry evenly and actually dries your hair more quickly. The next thing I want to talk about is choosing your styling attachment. While I absolutely love the round brush that comes in the Dyson set, it is actually the only metal attachment. I do recommend to use either the straight brush or one of the curling attachments because those are non-metal. Keeping metal off of your hair is one of the most important things you can do to get your hair healthy. I prefer a sleeker blowout, so I will start out with one of the straightening brushes, and this is really important. I always turn the heat down to medium heat. As soon as I'm done with the rough dry and I'm using an attachment directly on my hair, I will switch that heat from high down to medium. The other thing that I like to do with the straightening brush attachments is hold the bottom of my hair. This helps create tension so that my hair comes out more smooth and I don't have to keep running the brush over it multiple times. The last thing I want to mention is this sandwich technique. As you can see, I'm hitting my hair from every direction, from the bottom, from the top, and side to side. This is just making sure that I'm getting that hair dried evenly so that there's no damp spots and I do get a really sleek blowout. And if a section feels like it's too big, then I just take it and with my finger part it and start to work in smaller sections. I do this quite a bit actually because I try to section as fast as I can. Now, when I get to the top, it's a little bit easier to show you this technique called over direction. I generally do it all over my hair, but it's especially important here at the crown. This is a really, really great technique to get volume at the crown without any teasing. So I'm drying my hair in the opposite direction I want it to lay. I'm drying my hair with the brush pushing the hair forward. As you can see, I have the brush under my hair, and that creates a lot of volume at the crown. And I'll occasionally flip the brush around and dry the hair down, as you can see right here, just so I get it a little bit smoother. I will use these non-metal attachments until my hair is about 99% dry, and then I'll go back in with the dryer attachment and just hit my roots one more time for about 20 seconds. This is really important so that your scalp gets dry, and scalp health is hair health. As I mentioned, I do love this round brush, but it can be really drying to use hot metal on your hair. So sometimes I'll use this attachment on medium heat, but most of the time I'll move the heat down to cool and I'll work through my hair in small sections and just make sure that the hair is really smooth. So this has worked really well for me to rough dry to about 70%, and then I use one of the smoothing brushes to get my hair to about 99% dry. And then just at the last moment, I will use this round brush attachment and go in and really smooth out my hair so that I get that sleek blowout look, but with minimal heat damage. Then I will take down those bangs. Generally speaking, I do use the straight brush on here, but I guess I just forgot to switch the attachment back out. What I like to do when I'm styling the front of my hair is bring the hair over the brush first. This creates a little lift around the front of my face, and then I bring the brush over the hair. And this helps the hair really settle down around my face so that I get a sleeker style around the front. Once again, I'm drawing it forward. This will give me a little lift off of my face, and then I bring the hair under the brush and I bring the brush down. Holding the cool tip as well will really help you control this and get good tension on the hair. And now I want to show you over direction on the front of the hair as well. I'm grabbing my hair and now I'm going to pull it across my face in the opposite direction I want the hair to lay. I'm going to pull it across my face towards the opposite side, and you can see how nicely that curls the hair so that it frames the face. And what I want to point out here is that the cool tip is facing the same direction on both sides. This will help you really get even style. For this piece, I'm going to face the cool tip down, and I'll show you both results are really beautiful, but they just look different. When I face the cool tip down, it's going to be a little bit lower where the curve is in the front of my hair versus the other side. So just make sure when you're styling the front of your hair that you are holding the cool tip in the same direction so that you get really even style. For my last step, I like to go in with the curling attachments. So I will create a small triangle at the front of my face, and I'll curl this section away from my face so that I get face framing pieces around my cheekbone. As you can see, I like to hold the Airwrap vertically here, and then once those pieces are all curled, I will run the Airwrap down the whole section, holding it horizontally. So now you can see I've switched directions and I'm holding the Airwrap horizontally, just to give this section a really cohesive bounce. And now I will switch barrels. I prefer a slightly more retro style blowout, so I do curl the length of my hair towards my face. If you prefer to curl all your hair away, then just keep the same barrel on. This really comes down to personal preference. I don't clip the bottom of my hair. I don't clip those curls generally. I like them to smooth out a little bit, so I just get a sleek, bouncy blowout. If you like to have a little bit more curl in your hair, then you can set those with setting clips, and I do have a separate video on that. This is a really cool step that I discovered by accident. I'm going to hold the hair that is curled away from my face so that I don't lose that curl. But as you can see, that bottom inch gets curled in with the rest of the hair framing my face. It was something I discovered by accident, and it was the step that I had been missing to make my blowout really, really cohesive. I will show you that on the other side, but I do want to show you how I set this side quickly. I take my fingers in a V and twist the hair away from my face and then clip that down to set. And I also like the hair around my cheekbone off my face, so I clip that away from my face as well. Again, setting your hair is really the key to getting the style to last so that you don't have to put your heat on your hair the next day. And right now I am going out after this, so I spray a little bit of the No Frizz spray in my hair just to lock in the style. Again, on the other side, I'm going to curl everything holding the Dyson vertically at first so that I get those nice cheekbone framing curls. Here's the step that I want to show you one more time. I hold the curl back that is curled away from my face, and I let the bottom inch of that piece curl in with the other pieces that are curling in towards my face. As you can see, I get this really nice C shape that frames my cheekbone and my jawline, but then this piece also blends with the rest of my hair. I really, really love this technique, so I hope it works for you as well. And I'm going to go through and just curl up the rest of my hair. I definitely had a learning curve with the Dyson Airwrap to figure out how to get my best blowout. So I really hope that these videos and these tips are helping you cut that learning curve down so that you can get to your best blowout sooner. Thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up, text it to a friend, text it to somebody who you know got the Airwrap for Christmas, and I will see you in the next video.